Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is part 4 of our video series where we discuss the main causes of injury at the keyboard. And today's topic is lack of awareness. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is define what we mean by lack of awareness. Now, obviously, like it sounds, lack of awareness when in regards to playing the piano is a lack of awareness, but of what specifically? And that's what we're going to talk about. So a lack of awareness is basically not being aware of how the body should feel when playing the piano. And the word should is really important because anyone who plays the piano knows what it feels like to play the piano, but it's not just how it feels to play the piano in any way, but how it feels to play the piano in a very particular way where we have a sense of freedom and ease and efficiency. And specifically, we're going to focus on the hands, arms, shoulders, back, etc. Now, this can cause to, or can lead to injury, rather, in a couple different ways. The main way that a lack of awareness of our muscles, let's just say, can cause to it can lead to injury. I keep saying that weird. For instance, if we are clenching our jaw, very common thing when playing a particularly difficult passage or something that we're worried about, and this can cause a lot of neck pain and shoulder pain, and can lead to a lot of tension down the line. The first time we do it, it's probably not going to be a big deal, although it does tense things up, and that's generally a bad thing. Okay, so like I mentioned before, the main areas we're going to focus on are the hand, right? The arm, which we're going to focus on the lower arm and the upper arm. That's also important. The neck, like I mentioned, with clenching the jaw, and there's other things like jutting out our head, or just leaning our head down too much. And I've kind of talked about that in other videos. And then also our back, our upper back as well as our lower back, very important. As well as our feet. Now, the feet are something that we don't tend to think about as much, but it's amazing how often I see students and they're playing and they'll, rock their feet up on their toes, so they're sort of holding their legs up like that, and that's incredibly tense, and it makes it very difficult to find that place of balance where our torso and those muscles that connect to our back and shoulder are just sort of free and able to move. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few situations where lack of awareness could cause problems in our playing, and I've kind of already mentioned a few of those. So in the hand, okay, so it's really important that we have an awareness of what our hand should feel like when we play the piano. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll have my students do this sort of like droopy wrist sort of thing where their hand is totally relaxed, and I'll say, okay, notice how that feels. And that's basically how we want to feel when we play the keyboard. It's very important to make sure that as I play a scale, that my hand feels like that. It doesn't feel tight and tense. And a couple things that can contribute to that is lifting the fingers a lot, making really excessive motions, stretching the fingers like so, rather than really moving to each note as we play, but really stretching the hand. And then another common area that we can, that a lack of awareness can really contribute to tension and problems is the elbow. This is a super common one. I've seen this a million times. And that's the kind of typical jutting elbows way of playing. So as we're playing something, the elbow just stays sort of lifted and extended the whole time. And you notice that I can play like that, but it's very awkward, it's very tense, and it can contribute to tension. And so an awareness of how our elbow feels, so that while we play, it's just sort of released, and my arm is just freely hanging from my shoulder, and my elbow is not being held in a weird position. Okay, now, just mention the shoulders. That's the next thing we're going to briefly talk about, okay? So another really common thing that students do a lot is they lift their shoulders like so. And I don't know how well you can see this in the camera, but what I'm doing is I'm lifting my shoulders up excessively. This is really common. I used to do this a lot. I don't know why. There's a couple of reasons. I don't know why I personally did it. It was a long time ago, but there's a couple of reasons why we might do that. And oftentimes it's because the way we're sitting in a very awkward position. Maybe we're far too low, because you'll notice that if I lift my shoulders, my arm goes up. Okay, so that can be a very common thing. So a awareness of how our shoulders should feel is incredibly important. Okay, and then I mentioned the feet or the legs, and of course lifting the feet like so and kind of like pushing up the bottom of the piano. I used to do that a lot, actually, and just sort of rocking the feet up on the toes like so. That can contribute to a lot of tension, because really what we want is we want to be sitting on the front half of the bench. Now, this bench is actually too close for me, just so I can be in a good position to kind of turn and look at the camera. But what we want is we want to be sitting on the front half of the bench so that our weight is forward into our feet, directly planted on the floor. And that allows me to move and be free and mobile while I sit on the bench. If my feet are tense, if I'm lifting, you know, rocking my feet up on my toes or anything like that, that just sort of stiffens everything. Or, you know, you'll see students, the way they have their feet on the pedals, they don't really have their weight sort of in the balls of their foot, while their, you know, the upper part of their foot can just nicely rest on the pedals from there. And so the feet and legs is also another thing, and even how we sit on the bench. Okay, now I don't want to get too lost in this. I'm sort of giving an overview of these concepts, but we don't really have time to get into it a ton per se. So, and like I sort of mentioned, even just simply playing a scale actually necessitates proper awareness, not just of the hand and the arm, but of the shoulder, the neck, the back. Okay, so for instance, again, if I'm playing a scale and I'm jutting my elbow out like so, I need to have an awareness that that's not right. I need to have an awareness of my elbow, okay? Sort of having a mental map of all of these different points of my body and how they should feel. And oftentimes this is most important, or most helpful rather, to sort of do one by one. So focus on one part of the playing mechanism or apparatus at a time. Again, if I'm lifting my shoulders and I'm trying to play, what I'll notice is that my weight's not really sitting in the keys, and I might have a tendency to sort of really push into the keys rather than just transferring that weight naturally. Okay, so being aware of each individual part of the playing apparatus is important, because it tells us if we're building tension in one or more parts of the body. And like I mentioned, this is most effectively learned sort of one at a time. It's impossible to be aware of the hand, arm, elbow, shoulder, neck, upper and lower back, etc. It's impossible to be aware of all of that all of a sudden, all at once. And so usually we need to sort of build that awareness very slowly. But over time, we can gain an awareness so that it doesn't take an extreme amount of concentration to be aware of what is happening throughout our entire body. So I hope that all of that made sense. I hope that it was helpful. Make sure and leave a comment down below and let me know what struggles you've had with being aware of different parts of your body while playing the keyboard, or what experience or ideas you can contribute to this conversation. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. So next time we'll be back in part 5 with yet another common cause of injury at the keyboard. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.